The STG-44 was not just another weapon of World War II. It was something entirely new. For the first time in history, a single infantry weapon combined accuracy, controllable automatic fire, and effective range. This was not a submachine gun, and it was no longer a traditional rifle. Many historians consider the STG-44, often referred to by soldiers as the Sturmgewehr, to be the first true assault rifle ever created, and its influence can still be seen on modern battlefields today. But the story of the STG-44 did not begin with innovation. It began with failure. By the early years of World War II, German infantry relied heavily on bolt-action rifles, such as the Karabiner 98K. These rifles were accurate and powerful, but they were slow to fire and poorly suited for close and medium-range combat. On the other hand, submachine guns like the MP40 offered high rates of fire, but they lacked range and stopping power beyond short distances. The reality of combat on the Eastern Front revealed a crucial fact. Most firefights happened at distances under 300 meters. Germany needed a new solution, a weapon capable of dominating that specific range. The answer was not a new rifle, but a new idea. Engineers realized that full-power rifle cartridges were unnecessary for most infantry engagements. What was needed was an intermediate round. This led to the development of the 7.92 by 33mm Kurz cartridge. More powerful than pistol ammunition, but lighter and more controllable than traditional rifle rounds. Once the cartridge existed, the weapon followed. The rifle that would become the STG-44 first appeared under the name MP43. Later, it was renamed MP44. The reason for these misleading names was political. Adolf Hitler initially opposed the development of new rifle programs. He believed resources should be focused elsewhere. To avoid attention, the weapon was classified as a submachine gun. Eventually, when Hitler saw its effectiveness, he approved mass production, and the weapon received its final name, Sturmgewehr 44, literally storm rifle, commonly known by soldiers simply as the Sturmgewehr. The STG-44 introduced features that would define modern infantry weapons. It had a detachable magazine, select fire capability, and a compact ergonomic design. Soldiers could switch between semi-automatic and fully automatic fire depending on the situation. This flexibility was revolutionary. For the first time, infantry units could adapt instantly to changing combat conditions using a single weapon. On the battlefield, the STG-44 proved to be highly effective. German soldiers praised its accuracy at medium ranges, its controllable automatic fire, and its overall versatility. In urban combat and forested terrain, the weapon excelled. However, the STG-44 was far from perfect. It was heavy compared to submachine guns. Its manufacturing process was complex and expensive, and Germany's industry struggled to produce it in sufficient numbers. Most importantly, it arrived too late. By the time the STG-44 saw wider distribution, the war was already turning against Germany. Logistical problems, fuel shortages, and overwhelming Allied production capacity could not be reversed by a single weapon. The STG-44 did not win battles, and it did not change the outcome of the war. This is where many myths surrounding the weapon begin. The STG-44 is often described as a wonder weapon, a rifle that could have changed history if deployed earlier. The truth is more complicated. While revolutionary, the STG-44 was still a product of its time. It required careful maintenance. It was sensitive to dirt and harsh conditions, and it demanded manufacturing resources Germany no longer had. But despite these limitations, the concept itself was sound. After the war, Allied forces studied captured STG-44 rifles extensively. Engineers and designers immediately recognized its importance. The idea of an intermediate cartridge paired with a select fire rifle was simply too effective to ignore. This concept would soon reappear. In the Soviet Union, it influenced the development of the AK-47. In the West, it shaped the philosophy behind weapons like the M16. Modern assault rifles owe their existence to the lessons learned from the STG-44, often remembered by its historical nickname, the Sturmgewehr. The STG-44 was not a weapon of victory. It was a weapon of transition. It marked the end of traditional infantry rifles and the beginning of modern small arms warfare. Born from necessity, designed under pressure, and deployed too late to matter strategically, yet its legacy outlived the war that created it. The STG-44 did not change World War II, but it changed warfare forever.